Everybody, welcome back. You're watching Yesteryear today, and these are the horror films that we loved of 1934. We're going to cover a lot of movies here, so let's check them out. Let me know what your thoughts are on the horror movies that we loved of 1934. If you haven't already, click subscribe, hit that notification bell. Let's get started. First up we have is The Black Cat, released in 1934. This is adventure, crime, and horror. American honeymooners in Hungary become trapped in the home of a Satan-worshipping priest when the bride is taken there for medical help following a road accident. The Black Cat, crime and horror. Next up we have is The Black Moon, drama and horror. A young girl who lives on a tropical island loses her parents to a voodoo sacrifice. But although she manages to escape the island, a curse is put on her. Check out Black Moon if you want to be creeped out. The Black Moon. Next up we have is Bucket of Blood. Think about these people back in the 1934 coming up with these titles. Bucket of Blood. A young man is driven mad by his obsession with the repulsive diseased eye of the old man who cares for him. Bucket of Blood. I love that title. Bucket of Blood. Released in 1934. Next up we have is Chloe, Love is Calling You. Horror. A black voodoo priestess comes out of the Louisiana swamps to take revenge on the white plantation owner she believes killed her husband. Chloe, Love is Calling You. This is a really good movie. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. I recommend it. Next we have is Double Door. Drama, horror, and mystery. In New York, 1910, wealthy spinster Victoria controls with an iron hand both the family fortune and the lives of her younger sister Caroline and her half-brother Rip. Double Door. Drama, horror, and mystery. Next up we have is The Beast of Borneo. Drama and horror. A crazed scientist needs primates to conduct experiments to prove his own theory of evolution. So he organizes an expedition into the jungles of Borneo to capture the animals that he needs. Next up we have is The Rawhide Terror, drama and western. 12 renegades dressed as Indians kill the parents of two brothers. The brothers, who have similar birthmarks, then separate, then come back for revenge. The Rawhide Terror. Check it out. Next up we have is The Return of Shandu. Remember Shandu? Now we have The Return of Shandu. Adventure, family, fantasy, and horror. The cult of Ubasti, headquartered on the Isle of Lemuria, believes that Princess Naji of Egypt is a reincarnation of their long-dead goddess Osana and intends to sacrifice them. Next thing we have is Maniac, horror and sci-fi. A former vaudevillian gifted at impersonation assists a mad scientist in reanimating corpses and soon goes mad himself. Maniac. So he reanimates dead corpses. Next up we have is The Ninth Guest. Drama, horror, and mystery. 8 people are invited to dinner in a fashionable penthouse apartment. After they are wined and dined, a voice on the radio informs them that they will be murdered unless they do as they're told. The Ninth Guest. This movie is a classic gem. Lastly we have for 1934 is The Mysterious Mr. Wong. Mr. Wong stops at nothing to gain the possession of 12 coins of Confucius, which will bring him great power. The Mysterious Mr. Wong. Mystery and horror. So what do you think? Those were the horror movies of 1934. Those were the horror movies that we loved of 1934. What do you think about those movies? Were there any of those that you remember, seen or not seen? Any that I may have left off, let me know. I'm Tony, you're watching Yesteryear today. Thank you for joining me. Those were the horror films that we loved of 1934. Thanks everyone, and I'll see you all in the next video.